Hello guys, welcome to Learning with Prep Class. I am your tutor, Adindu. In this video, I'll be solving questions 51 to 55 from the Aqua Basic Science 2015 questions. After this video, you will have gained understanding on how to carefully select the correct answer when solving questions in basic science. It's usually fun having you guys around, and I know this video will be a worthwhile session. Do not forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. You can go the extra mile of leaving a comment so we can communicate for effective learning. Without further ado, let's zoom in. Question 51. In the female reproductive system, the part which houses the unborn baby is A. Cervix, B. Ovary, C. Uterus, D. Oviduct. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, we know in the female reproductive system, the part that houses the unborn baby is the womb. So, in all of these options, we'll be looking at the one which is another name for our womb. So, which one of these options is another name for the womb? And the option that is another name for the womb is the uterus. Option C is the uterus. And that would be our correct answer. I'll still have to show us this picture and more explanation to give us a better understanding of the question. Now, if you look at this is a picture of the female reproductive system. Now, this is the cervix. The cervix is the upper part of the vagina, of which the vagina is the opening into the female reproductive system. Now, the uterus is the womb. This is the uterus where the baby sits. So this is where the baby sits. That's the uterus. So this is the ovary, and this produces the eggs. You can see it. Ovary produce the eggs, and this part is where fertilization takes place, and this is what we call the fallopian tube, or we can call it the oviduct. This part is called the fallopian tube or the oviduct. But the place where the child is housed is known as the uterus or the womb. So let's look at this explanation. It says, uterus, also called womb, an inverted pear-shaped muscular organ of the female reproductive system, located below the bladder and the rectum. It functions to nourish and house a fertilized egg until the fetus or offspring is ready to be delivered. So that is our correct answer. Uterus. So for question 51, option C, uterus is our correct answer. Let's look at the next question. Question 52. Which of these is not a way of conserving life in the forest? A. Establishing forest reserve. B. Hunting dangerous animals. C. Planting trees. D. Restrict falling of economic trees. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, our question is centered on which one is not the way of conserving life in the forest. Option A, establishing forest reserve, is a way of conserving life, because when you establish forest reserve, that means we are saying this environment is a forest settlement and people cannot go in there to cut trees or kill animals. So it is a restricted area where wildlife can live freely and people can come there and see them in their natural habitat. So that is a way of conserving life, and that's not our correct answer. Option B, hunting dangerous animals. Hunting dangerous animals can be described with a word known as poaching. So poaching is when you are killing wild animals, and that is not a way of conserving life. Rather, it's a way of reducing life in the forest, and that can bring about extinction of most of these animals. When an animal goes into extinction, it means all of the species has been wiped off, and you can't see any one of them again. And if we wipe off all of these species of animals, how will we tell our children that such an animal existed? Take for instance, the rhesus monkey is almost going into extinction. We only have few species of the rhesus monkey. And if the rhesus monkey goes into extinction, we will not have anyone left to show to the next coming generation. So hunting dangerous animals is not a way of conserving lives in the forest, and that would be our correct answer. Option C, planting of trees is also a way of conserving lives. It encourages the forest to come back alive and also for animals to have environments or a conducive environment to stay. Restricting falling of economic trees is also a way of conserving life, because when you fall economic trees, you are invading the homes of wildlife, and by so doing, when they are homeless, they will not be able to habit, and that will lead to extinction of such animals. So our correct answer is option B, hunting dangerous animals. So question 52, option B is our correct answer. Let's look at the next question. Question 53. Which of the following is not a component of blood? A, plasma, B, platelets, C, plastids, D, erythrocytes. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, in looking at all of these options, so one of these options is not a component of blood, but rather is a component of plant cell or an organelle in plant cell, and that is known as plastids. Option C is going to be our correct answer, because the plasma is a component of blood, and it is the major component of blood because it contains nutrients and other food substances in the blood. Platelets is also a component of blood because it helps the blood to clot. It functions in blood clotting. So when we have an injury, over time, the injury closes up, it clots up, and that's carried out by the blood platelets. And erythrocytes is also known as the red blood cell, which helps in carrying oxygen throughout the body. So the erythrocyte contains hemoglobin, which is responsible for the redness of our blood, and it also aids in the carrying of oxygen through our body. So our correct answer is option C, plastids. So for question 53, option C, plastids is our correct answer. Let's look at the next question. Question 54. One of the reasons why human beings are special animals is their ability to A, eat, B, sleep, C, walk, D, communicate. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, our question is centered on why humans are special animals. So for us to categorize humans as special animals, it means humans should be able to do what other animals cannot do. So which one of these options is a character of human that cannot be possessed or is not possessed by other animals? Option A, eat. Humans can eat. Likewise, various other animals can also eat. So that's not our correct answer. Option B, sleep. Humans sleep and all other animals also sleep. That's also not our correct answer. Option C, walk. Humans walk, other animals also walk. So walk would have been our correct answer if it was walk upright. Humans can walk upright, although some other animals too can walk upright like other primates. So walk is not our correct answer. Option D, communicate. Humans can communicate effectively. Humans can communicate very, very effectively. Other animals can also communicate, but is not as effective as humans. So basically, when we're talking about communicate, it centers on making sound, speaking, and explaining, and for other humans to understand what we are saying. So that's what our communicate here implies. So if that's what it implies, then option D is our correct answer. Although other animals can communicate in their own way, but it's not as the way humans can communicate. Just the way I'm communicating with you guys now, other animals cannot communicate that way. So option D, communicate, is our correct answer. Let's check it out. Question 54, option D, communicate, is our correct answer. Let's look at the next question. Question 55. The particles in a gaseous substance can move easily because the A, particles are free to move, B, containing vessel is too big, C, force between them is weak, D, particles are moving with great speed. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we will need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, in talking about particles in gaseous substance, one thing we should know about particles in gaseous substance is that there is no force holding them. The force holding particles in gaseous substance is negligible, so it is insignificant. That's why they can move easily. Comparing it with the solid substance, the force holding them is very strong. The coercive force is called a coercive force. It's very strong. That's why the particles in the solid substance cannot move anyhow. They can only vibrate in their position. But for the gaseous substance, there is basically little or no force holding them. That's why they can move erratically. So our correct answer would be option C. Force between them is weak. Alright, let's check it out. Question 55, option C. Force between them is weak. This is how far we can go with this video. I hope we had fun. Our answers came out quite easy when we analyzed the options. I'm using this time out to ask us to join our WhatsApp group using this link below so we can get updates on more videos to come and we can ask questions and comment on the previous videos we've seen. It was fun having you guys around. Till I come your way again. Bye!